Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will do the video in TED Talks YouTube. So let's start.
So when I think about confidence, I first ground myself in the definition.
So when I think about confidence, I first ground myself in a definition.
Confidence is just the reliance or
Confidence is just the reliance
assurance that we believe in someone's abilities or qualities.
or assurance that we believe in someone's abilities or qualities.
But how do we know someone's abilities or qualities? How
But how do we know someone's abilities or qualities?
does anyone believe in mine?
How does anyone believe in mine?
It's simply through action.
It's simply through actions.
So the best way to drive and build confidence,
So the best way to drive and build
whether we're
confidence,
looking to hone it or build a reputation
whether we're looking to hone it or with a repetition for it,
encourage people to have it in
or encourage people to have it in us,
us, is to drive action.
is to drive action.
Interestingly, many people think you need a lot of confidence
Interestingly, many people think you need a lot of
to
confidence
take bold action.
to take bold action.
I think the opposite is true.
I think the opposite is true.
It's action, just getting comfortable with it over time,
It's action. It's just getting comfortable for all
doing
time,
more and better regularly.
doing more and better regularly.
It's reps of action that drive confidence.
It's rev of action that drive confidence.
And that action and that confidence is what allows us to learn and grow.
And that action and that confidence is what allows us to learn and grow.
I'm someone who wants to continue to learn and grow.
I'm someone who wants to continue to learn and grow.
No matter how old I get,
No matter how old I get,
how many successes or challenges, how long I've been in a role or company,
how many successes or challenges, how long I've been in a role, company,
I want to get better.
I want
And
to
you're
get
here,
better.
so I know you do too.
And you're here, so I know you do too.
So the question is, what techniques or practices
So the question is what technique or practice
can help us cut through the challenges that are in our way
can help us cut through the challenges and that are in our way to acting our way
to acting our way to confidence and growth?
to confidence and growth.
Many people believe some of the best actions are when we show
Many people believe some of the best actions
up
are
in tough times, and that's
when we show up in those
true, but
times,
it's almost
and that's true.
easier to take bold action when things are hard. There
But it's easier when we take bold
aren't a lot
actions.
of tough times, and that's true, but it's almost easier to take bold
Bold
action when
action
things
when
are
things
hard.
are
There aren't a lot
hard.
of options.
There are,
The more
there are
special
a lot
is
of options.
the ability to coach ourselves to be greater,
The more special muscle is the more special muscle is the ability to coach ourselves to be greater,
do more, to be better, even when times are pretty good,
to do more, to be better, even when times are pretty good,
and to recognize that complacency is a very real
and to continue to and to recognize that complacency is a very real thing,
and we are all blinded by our own progress.
and we are all blinded by our own progress.
So one of the tools in my toolbox to drive action and confidence and growth
So one of the tools in my toolbox to drive action and confidence and growth
is the ability to cut through that complacency.
is the ability to cut through that complacency.
And I first learned this lesson from my mom.
And I first learned this lesson from my mom.
When I was 9 years old, my mom
When I
came
was
to me
9
and
years
said,
old,
"That's it, I'm done, we're leaving."
my mom came to me and said, "That's it, I'm done, we're leaving."
And what she meant was we were leaving my father. My father
And she meant was by leaving poor father.
was and is
My father was and is a very good
a
man.
very good man, but at the time he was an alcoholic and a terrible husband and father.
But at the time, he was an alcoholic and a terrible husband and father.
So when my mom came to me at the age of 9,
So when my mom came to me at the age of 9,
I didn't cry and I didn't get upset.
I didn't cry and I didn't get upset.
I remember thinking, "What took you so long?"
I remember thinking, what took you so long?
Finally, It's about time.
Finally, it's about time.
So often, there are people around us just waiting on us to take the
So often there are people around us just waiting on us to take action,
action, to do the thing, to do the right thing.
to do the thing, to do the right thing.
And since then, I've been inspired
And since then, I've been inspired
to have practices that drive action over and over,
to have practice to drive over and over.
little ones every day or bigger ones like what my mom did that day.
Little ones or bigger ones like what my mom did that day.
We did leave my dad.
We did leave my we did leave my
My
dad.
mom fed us on a meager food budget, worked multiple jobs for many years,
My mom fed us with your food budget, worked multiple jobs for many years.
and over the course of my young life, I got to see her day-to-day example
And over the course of my long life, I got to see her day-to-day example.
of someone without resources, without a playbook.
Someone with the resources with a
She had
playbook.
no coach. She had no one to mentor her through this
She had no coach. She had no one to mentor her through this
experience.
experience.
She just acted her way to growth and improvement over time.
She just acted her way to growth and improvement over time.
As a result of this childhood, I started working at a very young age, at 15, improvement over time. As a result of this childhood, I started working at a very
As a result of this childhood, I started working at a very young age.
young age. At 15, I worked in malls.
At 15, I
At
worked
17, I
most.
was a restaurant hostess. At 18, a waitress.
At 17, I was a restaurant hostess. At 18, I was a
At
waitress.
19, I began my leadership journey, opening franchises
At 19, I began my leadership journey opening franchise around the
around
world.
the world. By the age of 26, I was an executive in a very large company.
By the age of 26, I was an executive in a very large company.
And while I had fantastic supervisors and managers
And while I had fantastic supervisors and managers
who helped me through my career,
who helped me through my career,
I lacked some of that outside-in perspective,
I lacked some of that title
the
perspective.
mentoring, the things that could help stretch me beyond my day-to-day job.
The mentoring, the things that could help stretch me beyond day-to-day job.
So I started developing some self-coaching practices.
So I started developing some self-coaching practices.
And one day I heard from a restaurant consultant that you should
And one day I heard from a restaurant consultant
sometimes imagine someone else in your role to help motivate. From a restaurant consultant that you should sometimes
that this will sometimes imagine sometimes else in your role
imagine someone else in your role to help motivate you to take
to help motivate you to take action.
action. So I started doing that and it helped.
I started doing that and it helped.
So I started thinking about people I admire,
So I started thinking about people I admire,
someone specific.
someone specific.
And there was something about thinking of someone I admire
And there was something about thinking of someone I admire
that brought this element of additional capabilities and excellence.
that brought this element of additional abilities and
It
excellence.
also made me feel a little accountable to act on whatever came to
It also made me feel a little uncomfortable on whatever came to mind.
mind. And these practices evolved into today what is the hot shot rule.
And this practice evolved into today what is the hot shot rule.
The hot shot rule is simply this.
The hot shot rule is simply this.
It is the act regularly of thinking about my
It's the act of regular thinking about my role, everything I have,
everything I have, the challenges, the opportunities,
the challenges, the opportunities,
envisioning someone I admire in my role,
feeling someone I admire my
asking
role,
myself what's one thing that person I admire would do differently in my role, asking myself what's one thing that person I admire would do differently
asking myself what one thing this person that I admire would do differently
to make that situation better,
to make that situation better.
acting on it within 24 hours.
Acting on it 24
And that's not
hours.
the last step, telling those involved
Then that's not the last step. Telling those involved.
once things get put in motion. I say something
Last thing get in motion.
like, hey,
I say something
I
like,
could have or should have done this thing, but I didn't.
We could have or should have done this thing, but I didn't,
Didn't, and now we are.
and now we are.
And so let's practice it.
So let's practice it.
So I think first of my role
So I think first of my role as a mother,
as a mother. I think of how can I be a better mom.
I think how it can be a better mom.
I think of my role as daughter.
My role as a daughter,
I think of how can I be a better daughter, and I envision someone I admire. But
think of how I can be a better doctor or envision someone.
often, and we're here to talk about work, I think about my
But often, and we're here to talk about work.
professional role. So
Think about my professional role.
I think about my role as CEO of AG1.
I think about my role as CEO or of AG1.
I have this incredible opportunity to be the leader
I have this incredible opportunity to be a leader
of a phenomenal foundational nutrition company with millions. Opportunity to be the leader of a
phenomenal foundation nutrition
foundational
company
nutrition company with millions of
with
customers
millions
who
of
rely on
customers
us
who
to
rely on
empower
us to
their health
empower their
journeys.
health
And
journeys.
so many
And so
team
many
members
team members
who
who
rely
rely
on me
on
to
me
be my
to be my
best.
best.
Our customers
Our
and my
customer
team
and my
deserve for me
team
to be the
deserves
best over
deserves to
time.
be
Not
the best.
comfortable because we've
Not
had
comfortable because
multiple
we
years
had
of success,
multiple years of
but
success,
always
but
starting
always
with that day
starting
one
with that
energy.
day
Then I
one
envision
energy.
someone I admire.
Then I envision someone I
So I
admire.
just met all
So
of
I
you.
snap all of
I
you.
think of you.
I think of you.
Now I envision you
I
in my
envision you
seat
in my
tomorrow.
seat
I'm
tomorrow.
gone,
And
and
gone,
I'm
and
just
I'm just
watching
letting
you in
you
my
on the
role. And I
road.
ask what's
And
one
I
thing
ask
and the
what
first
one
thing you
thing,
would do
and the
differently
first
to
thing we
make the
would do
business better.
different to make
And
business
something
better.
comes to
And
mind,
someone
something
comes to
actionable.
mind, something
I
actionable.
take action on
I
it
take
within
action on it
24
24
hours.
hours.
And then once it's
And
in
then
motion, I
once
tell
in
my team.
motion, I tell my team,
Practicing the
it's in the
hot shot
fastest
rule
rule over
has
time.
led to
And
things like
has led to things like flying
flying to
to
meet a
meet the
business
best
partner to hold them
factor, to
accountable when I
hold
had
them
made excuses for
accountable
them,
when I had
or
no.
calling someone flying to meet a business partner to hold them accountable
When I hate make
when I had made
excuses
excuses
for
for
them,
them, or calling
or
someone
calling
to
someone to
apologize or
apologize or
acknowledge a
acknowledge a
situation
situation,
I could have handled better
or
or
I could
differently.
have
It's
handled
led
better,
to
or
me apologize or acknowledge a situation I could have
I
handled
could
better
have
or
handled
differently.
better
It's
differently.
led to me thinking
It's led to me
about
thinking of
someone who
someone
has recently
who has recently lost
lost a
of
parent or a loved
life,
one, and envisioning
and
them in my
efficiently in
role.
them
And it's
role.
led to me just
And it's led
picking up
to
the phone
me
and
just
calling my
picking up
mom
the phone and
and
calling my
saying, I
mom
love
and
you
saying, "I
and
love
how are
you.
you?
How are you?"
It's led to me saying
Right?
thank you to my
Thank
husband
you.
for
Saying thank you to my
being a great
husband for my
partner. It's
great
also
partner.
led to me
It's also led
stopping
to me
initiatives in the
stopping
company
initiating
that
in the
I was
company.
allowing
That's that I
to
was allowed to
perpetuate because
perpetuate
things
because
were
things
just
were just
comfortable, but they
comfortable.
were no longer serving
They
the
were no longer
business.
serving the business.
So that's what
So
the hot
that's what
shot
the
rule
short hot
is. And you
rule
can
is.
use it as a
And you use
technique
it
in a
as a
time of
technique in a
need
time of any,
anytime. But its power
but its power lies in its being a regular,
lies in it being a
proactive
regular,
practice.
proactive practice. It used to be
It
quarterly
used
and
to be
then monthly,
quarterly
but
and
now
then
I
monthly,
practice
but
it
now I
weekly.
practice it
Every
weekly.
Sunday at
Every
1
Sunday at
p.m.,
12
when
p.m.
my kids
When
now
my
5 and
kids now
7
are
used to have
5 and
naps,
7 used to
RIP
have great
naps,
naps.
I take just a
You
minute
just
for
take one look
myself.
for myself.
I envision my
Reason
role.
my
I
whole
envision someone
this
I
one.
admire. I
I
ask myself what's one
ask
thing they would
myself
do
what's one
differently
thing
in
that
my role. The answer comes to mind. I
answer
send
comes
the
to mind.
email. I
You send
schedule
an
the
email, I
flight. I
send the
put it in
flight,
motion. And then once
put
it's
it
in
in
motion, I tell
motion,
my
and then
team.
once it's on
And
motion,
over
we
a
tell my
year of
team, and over a year of
practicing this
action,
weekly,
this
a few
weekly, a
things
few
will
things will
happen.
happen.
One, there are 52
One, one, there are
things you've
52
done that
things
you
that you've
otherwise
done
might
that
not
you
have known and
otherwise
done as
might not
quickly.
have done it or done as quickly.
It builds a
It
reputation
builds
of
a reputation
vulnerability and bias for
for
action.
luggage for action.
My team brings things to me
My
now because they
team
know I'm a reputation of vulnerability and bias for action. My team brings
my team brings
things to me
things to
now
me now
because they know I'm
because they
constantly
know I'm
calling
constantly
myself out.
calling myself out.
This practice has
This
changed
practice
my
has
life, and
changed
I
my
believe it
life,
will change
and I believe it will change if
yours
you apply
if
it.
you apply it.
Mm.
The
The
idea
idea of having practice of reflection,
of having a
intention, and
practice
action
of reflection, intention, and action to drive
to
growth, to
attract
show
growth,
up
to
and do
show up
something
and
we
do
otherwise
something
wouldn't have
we
to break
otherwise
through
wouldn't have. To
complacency
break
or
through
past
complacency or
patterns
past pattern is
is
a
a
superpower.
superpower. So be like my
So be like
mom.
my mom.
Don't let patterns of
Don't
the
let
past get in
patterns
the way
of
of doing
past
something
get in
different
the way of
tomorrow.
doing something
Ask
different tomorrow.
questions that help
Aspiration to help
motivate
different
action
actions
and act your way
and act
into
your way
growth
to
and
growth and
confidence. Thank
confidence.
you.
Thank you. Maybe that's all from me. I'm sorry, guess I have many mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.